It's a spring day in early May, and 18-year-old Genesys Rice is spending it with those she loves the most in Unity Park, her two daughters and her parents. It was a day full of laughter and joy and just playing games, Rice's stepdad Antoine Hendricks said. Just a few days later, Rice was dead. Simpsonville police found her in her bed at approximately 11 p.m. at her apartment. The coroner's report said she was shot in the head. The next day, police charged 22-year-old Genesys Lindsay with her murder. Lindsay is the father of Rice's youngest daughter, who's only a few months old. "We met him. He's come in our house, and we just looked at it like any other relationship," Antoine said. "We never knew that this was the man that was going to take our daughter's life." Rice's mom, Lysandra Hendricks, said her daughter was thriving. She just moved into an apartment with her two girls and landed a good job she loved. "She really was at a point in her life where she was just really accomplishing a lot," Lysandra said. "But there were some parts of her life that Rice kept secret. She wanted us to be proud," Antoine said. "That's why she didn't mention a lot of stuff that went on." Lindsay's arrest warrants revealed a pattern of abuse, with one incident happening just 4 days before Rice was killed. Records from the Simpsonville Police Department said Lindsay grabbed Rice by the leg, leaving a mark. Genesys has one prior conviction of domestic violence in 2022. We found the case from last October through the 8th Circuit Solicitor's Office. The incident report said Rice and Lindsay began arguing about how he damaged her car in the middle of the Highway 76 in Lawrence County. A third person in the vehicle tried to force Lindsay out. That's when the report said Lindsay punched Rice in the face, slammed her into the car multiple times, and then strangled her. At the time, Rice was 6 months pregnant with his child. Lindsay was charged with domestic violence in the second degree. The case file said Rice initially wanted to press charges but changed her mind. The solicitor's office received a letter from Rice to dismiss the charges. Rice wrote, "I want to drop the charges because he is still young, dumb, and still learning. Hopefully he will get the help he needs. At the end of the day, this could have been avoided. If I'm being completely honest, I wouldn't have done anything about the situation if she hadn't called the authorities." Lindsay pled guilty to the charges and got a 2-year probation sentence. 4 months later, he was charged with murder. For Rice's family, the little memories stand out the most. Her coming in the door saying, "Hey y'all," Lysandra said, or coming to lay on my lap asking me to scratch her scalp or scratch her back. Less than 2 weeks after losing Rice, they are still figuring out how to move forward. She isn't letting the death of Rice define her life, but Lysandra has a message for women who might be in the same situation as her daughter. As much as you may not want to expose what's going on, I think it's important to speak, to at least have someone know how to help you and find you some help, Lysandra said.
News: the man accused of killing an 18-year-old mother of two in Simpsonville will stay behind bars. He was denied bond at a hearing this afternoon. 7 News reporter Taylor Farmer was there and tells you what happened in court.
Simpsonville police apprehended a suspect on Monday, wanted in connection of the homicide of 18-year-old Genesys Rice.
The Greenville County Coroner's Office tells us Rice was found dead at her apartment complex around 11 Saturday night.
Cause of death was ruled as gunshot wound to the head, and manner of death was homicide.
Simpsonville police say the suspect is 22-year-old Genesys Lindsay. Lindsay has been charged with murder, first-degree domestic violence, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. Lindsay's bond hearing was held on Tuesday afternoon with Rice's family in attendance.
Executed by a man who's supposed to love her. How do I feel as a father, giving my trust to a man I thought that was going to protect my daughter?
Rice's family tells us she was the mother of 2 small children. Lindsay and Rice shared 1 child together.
I want you to know the very image of what you've done to Genesys. Not just what you've done to Genesys, but your own daughter. Melody has to grow up without having a mother. You didn't care. You didn't even think about your own daughter, did you? When you put a gun to her head, did you think about it?
Lindsay was denied bond on every charge.
On the charge of domestic violence, first degree warrant 2023A 2320400-218, no bond denied. The charge of murder, 2023A 232-0400 219. No bond, bond denied. On the charge of possession of weapon during a violent crime, 2023A 232-0400 220. No bond, bond denied.
Lindsay is currently being held at the Greenville County Detention Center. In Greenville, Taylor Farmer, 7 News.
And a court date for Lindsay's case has not been set yet.
A Greenville County man is behind bars accused of killing a teenager in her apartment. Today, a judge denied bond for Genesys Lindsay.
Her Taggart Houck was at the hearing. Is more on the message the victim's family had for the suspect.
The charge of murder. No bond, bond denied.
22-year-old Genesys Daquan Lindsay will stay behind bars until trial, accused of killing 18-year-old Genesys Rice. It happened late Saturday night. Simpsonville police responded to the Jasmine Cove Apartments where they found Rice on a bed inside her apartment. She was shot in the head. Her death was ruled a homicide. Lindsay was arrested the next day.
I pray that you give justice where justice is due.
Rice's family addressed him in court.
Because this family right now can't say in our heart that we forgive them the way God does. And I pray that one day we can say that.
Arrest warrants indicate he also had a first-degree domestic violence charge from May 2nd and that he left a visible mark on the victim's leg in front of 3 children. Records show another domestic violence charge in Lawrence County back in 2022.
That was our Taggart Houck reporting. Now, we have reached out to the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office to learn more about the domestic violence charge in 2022.